Alrighty, guys, this is Amixul, and this is my first VOD concerning updates. Uh, Main reason I've decided to do this is I have recently been banned from Twitch, which is weird, but we'll not get into that. Anyway, let's go ahead and just get this started. Added the option for locking containers. This one's a big one. I was recently part of a clan where certain members of it, and I ended up leaving this clan very quickly, would ghost through walls into people's places and steal all their shit. I kid you not, this clan had tier 3 everything within one day on a 1x server because they were doing that. I've never ever done that particular exploit. Only one I was ever doing was the bomb one. um anyway, moving on. It's huge. Moving on. We have the map marker when you die. This one's a really fucking big one. You fucking bug splat. Where'd your body go? Well, now all you have to do is pop open your map and look for one of these little symbols. Now, unfortunately, if you die a lot, you're going to end up with a lot of these all over the map. So you'll have to log out occasionally to clear that. I'm not really sure if there is an upper limit. I haven't tested that, but it wouldn't surprise me if that was an oversight. Anyway, PvP death notifications should now appear in the player logs. I like that. Or when the player logs back in, sorry. Rather than consulting the logs after you've been killed, you can now see it when you log back in. There's nothing worse than being in the desert and be like, who the fuck killed me? Arrows can now be picked up by players unless they break on impact. If you use an arrow to kill something, you won't be able to pick it back up. Basically meaning, in PvE, every arrow that actually hits, you're never going to see again. However, you know what? I don't know where the fuck that arrow is. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Pick it up. That is kind of nice, actually. Ah! My arrow. There we go. Multiple players when you kill monsters getting XP. This is great. This is one of my wife's biggest issues with this game. Is we were constantly fighting each other because we level up legitimately on monsters on the PvE server we play on for kills. We're always trying to get that last hit. We would sit there and count each other's swings trying for this. So this is a beautiful change, especially for PvEers. Thrall specialty recipes should now be in the recipe slots, not the thrall slot. Well, that's great and everything. They also updated the UI. Not sure if you guys have seen this yet. I actually opened it earlier, but here we go. I kind of like it. It's more streamlined. Now, while I have this open, none of these do anything special. There is no reason for you to make any of them. The honey jerky, it's still... It doesn't really do that much more than just a roast. For the life of me, other than for RP purposes, I cannot figure out why you would do any of this. I imagine maybe later on there'll be like a happiness bonus if you gotta feed your thralls or something along that line, but for right now there's nothing I can actually see for this. Let's see. Fur can now be made into leather in a tannery. This is a fucking game changer. I I hated having an outpost in the south and the north just so I could get fucking tar. Well, yeah, I mean, It's fucking annoying. It's Let's be honest here. It's very, very, very annoying. Um, but now that's been fixed, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy living in the north now. The screen edge for effects. This has been changed a lot. I fucking love this change. Used to take up practically the entire map. There we go. Okay, this takes a second. Forgot about the other change there. It's a little slower getting to the point of frostbite. Come on. But as you can see, as it's coming up, it's a little less. Like, you're really not seeing it. Huh. The spot used to give you frostbite. What the hell? Now, I haven't actually tested trying to grab the arrows off them, but it doesn't look like you can. Which is a shame. It would be nice to go and pull our arrows off of a NPC or fucking another PvPer. Just fucking kill them with the same arrow. It's like, oh crap, I'm down to the last one. And you're stuck dodge rolling around him, grabbing arrows out of him, pin cushioning him more. But as you can see, there is no way to get those arrows back. Anyway. As you can see, it's a little less intrusive now. Doors and gates will close automatically after 30 seconds. It's pretty self-explanatory. You no longer have to worry about closing anything behind you. I mean, 30 seconds is a really long time, though. That's more than enough time for somebody who's been spying on your base for the longest time to just run up, get inside, and kill your ass and get out. So I would always highly recommend at least the first 2 doors of your base, you're still closing them manually. For the love of God, please do this. The cry for help radius. This was actually a pretty big one. I mean, still only like 6 thralls tops would be attacking you at any given time, but it's... This makes it a little easier. I mean, it's not like it matters because everybody cheeses the damn thralls anyway. They go stand up on a ledge and they stab them in the head with a spear of some kind. And I mean, you can do it with a sword too, but it's a little more dangerous. Crafting times have been tweaked. This one's kind of neat, especially if you're in the middle of a siege and you, for instance, lost all your weapons. They have it decreased pretty much everything by half. So there's more chance of you being able to defend your base better. That's bad English, but we're just gonna move on from there. Dragon Pounder and explosive jars no longer have decay timers. A nice change, something that never should have happened in the first place, but here we are. Added a pop-up hint to the star metal meteors. Basically says don't smack them unless you got explosives. It's pretty self-explanatory. I guess it was necessary to add in. I personally don't think they needed to add it, but that's life. Well, he's shooting me. He's not walking away, though. Neither a melee attack or... Okay. So, that didn't work as well as I was hoping. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else that's worth dealing with here? Or talking about, I should say. Oh, yes! The black ice reduction. The black ice reduction. There's been a good number of people pissed about this. Absolutely pissed off. Basically what they've done is quartered the amount of black ice you're going to get every run that you go on. Which, quite frankly, was necessary. I mean, black ice swords were just beyond overpowered and plentiful. You lose one? Oh, no big deal. I'll just go hit a fucking rock nose. It shouldn't be that way. You lose a high tier weapon, it should be fucking devastating. So I'm actually really happy they did this one. The glacial crack that was changed still knocks you down, which was what made it overpowered. Okay, it does a little less damage, like 10 less damage. Totally not worth it. Or worth the time they put into it, I should say, to nerf it. I mean, it's still incredibly powerful. This one's kind of neat for honeycombing. I mean, rather than having a full-on foundation there, and I wish this had been done earlier because my PvE base is mostly composed of pillars. So that would have been nice. Let's see, anything else? Other than a reduction in weight and armors, there's not a whole lot else to talk about. I mean, it's pretty obvious why that's a good thing to have it reduced. At the same time, I'm kind of disappointed that they did. To me, it promoted you better be willing to not be able to bring everything home if you're wearing this armor. Like there was a massive benefit to it, but there was also a huge drawback. But I think that's about it, guys. I think I've covered everything. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. Thanks for watching.